Audio Jungle.
15-year-old Manchester boy charged with murder of 61-year-old farmer. A 15-year-old Mandeville, Manchester boy has been charged with the murder of 61-year-old farmer or a person. Reports from the Mandeville police are that about 1 p.m. on Sunday, September 14, person sustained injuries during a physical altercation with the teen. Person was transported to hospital and was being treated, but he later succumbed to his injuries. The teenager was taken into custody and was charged on Wednesday, September 17. His court date is being arranged. Warmington snubs colleague at swearing-in ceremony. Edward Warmington, the controversial Jamaica Labour Party Member of Parliament for St. Catherine Southwestern, is once again in the spotlight after an unusual display at the official swearing-in ceremony for members of Parliament on Thursday. Warmington arrived at Garden House on his own, skipping the traditional march from the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union headquarters on Duke Street with his fellow JLP colleagues. Once at the house, Warmington took his oath of office but avoided any interaction with other members. He did not attempt to shake hands with House Speaker Juliet Holness, Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness, or any of his colleagues for either side of the political divide. Immediately after being sworn in, he walked out of the chamber, much to the noticeable shock of the representatives from both sides. This latest incident comes just months after Warmington issued a public apology in July for using indecent language in a political rally in Westmoreland. At that time, Prime Minister and JLP leader Dr. Andrew Holness has urged prospective candidates to conduct themselves with the high standards, while the People's National Party condemned Warmington's remark and even called on the police to take action. Governor General urged cabinet ministers to ensure that their service to the nation and people is marked by diligence and transparency. The newly sworn-in cabinet ministers have been urged to ensure that their service to the nation and people must be marked by diligence and transparency. Governor General Sir Patrick Allen made the comment while addressing the swearing-in ceremony. 18 persons were sworn in, the majority being reappointed to the portfolios they held in previous administration. Sir Patrick noted that as cabinet ministers, they have committed to place the public good above personal ambition and partisan interest. He added that the well-being of many will be influenced by the quality of decisions they make, the tone of their leadership, and the integrity of their service. The Governor General urged ministers to lead their respective ministries in a way that inspires confidence. Sir Patrick Allen also pointed out that their stewardship should reflect the highest ideals of public service.
You will therefore be the model that strengthens trust in public life, integrity that is beyond reproach, fairness that commands respect even from those who disagree with you, and accountability that reassures citizens that government is for the people. Your service must be marked by diligence, transparency, and a genuine desire to uplift the most vulnerable. Remember always that leadership is not about position, but it is about service. Lead in a way that inspires confidence, that elevates our national discourse, and that strengthens institutions for generations to come. Govern so that your legacy is not measured by popularity, but by the positive difference felt in the daily lives of Jamaicans. Honorable ministers, the people will look to you for competence, for compassion, and results. Let your stewardship of these ministries reflect the highest ideals of public service and the noblest aspirations of our democracy. May Almighty God grant you wisdom, courage, and discernment as you take up these sacred responsibilities.
NWA conducting damage assessment following flooding in sections of Hanover and St. James. The National Works Agency, NWA, is conducting damage assessment following heavy rains in sections of Hanover and St. James. Community Relations Officer at the NWA's Western Office, Janet Ricketts, told reporters that there was congestion along the roadway, but the floodwaters had receded. She said areas in St. James, such as Fairview Shopping Complex and the Catherine Hall roadway, were impacted significantly. She said her team is working to ascertain estimated cost of damages to the roadway and will be clearing block drains where necessary. She also called on motorists to proceed with caution when approaching the Providence area along the Elegant Corridor, as a traffic signal was damaged by lightning during heavy showers. And following the circulation of videos showing motorists attempting to cross flooded roads, Ms. Ricketts is urging individuals, especially small vehicles, not to do so.
Yesterday we had significant rainfall across especially the parishes of Hanover and St. James, and there was quite a bit of flooding which led to some amount of congestion. The flood waters have now receded and our teams are out doing the necessary damage assessment. In terms of inundation in St. James, the problems were primarily in, for example, areas of the Fairview shopping complex, as well as a section of the Catherine Hall roadway in the vicinity of the stadium. We are currently in dialogue, especially with our partners, to Catherine Hall is not along the main road, just the same with Fairview. So most of those issues would have been off the main road network, but still very much a concern. So we are working with our team together with the municipal corporation to have these areas addressed. With regards to costs, I am not in a position to say. It's still a developing situation in that our teams are out conducting the necessary assessment. So I would not be able to give you the cost as of now, but just to say that the team is out in their numbers, assessing the various areas that have been impacted by the rains with a view to assessing whether there are block drains and how we can work in short order to have the drains that have been blocked clean, and in terms of wash down silt and debris along affected corridors removed. Also, as a result of the rains yesterday, we had lightning which damaged a traffic signal in the Providence area. That's along the Elegant Corridor in St. James. So we would have had damage to several signals to date. And just to remind motorists that when traffic signals are out, nobody has the right of way. So we are advising motorists to exercise extreme caution, especially along these corridors where our traffic signal infrastructure has been damaged. We are working to have those repaired, but just a reminder that motorists ought to be exercising due caution when they navigate these intersections.
Policeman charged with indecent assault of female civilian worker at police station granted $200,000 bail. A police constable at the Spanish Town police station in St. Catherine, accused of assaulting a female civilian worker after allegedly touching her inappropriately, has been charged and granted $200,000 bail with surety. Kemma Powell was charged on Tuesday with indecent assault and assault occasioning bodily harm and appeared before the St. Catherine Parish Court. As part of his bail, Powell was ordered to surrender his passport and a stop order was imposed. Powell is to go to court on October 21st, when the matter will again be mentioned. Allegations are that Powell and the woman were at the police station when he touched her inappropriately and forced her against her desk. She reportedly left work following the alleged incident, and her absence was reported to her superiors. The woman filed a report with the Center of the Investigation of Sexual Offense and Child Abuse, and a file was submitted to the Office of Director of Public Prosecutions. The office later ruled that Powell be charged with indecent assault and assault occasioning bodily harm. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.